Before we get into the madness of destroying black excellence with our own hands and minds, let me give us some flowers first. Because black folks, we bad. And I don't mean bad like bad behavior. I mean bad like powerful. Let's be real for a second. We were brought to this country in chains. Couldn't read, couldn't write, couldn't own land, couldn't vote, couldn't even sit in the same restaurants with folks. And now, look where we are. You see me here running my mouth again. But before we get into it, let me remind you who's talking. I'm Graffiti Joe, born and raised right here in Washington, D.C. 40 plus years behind the wheel of them buses, school buses, city buses, night shifts, rain, snow, holidays, you name it. I done seen it all through that front windshield. Whole neighborhoods rise up, fall down, rise again, and fall again. Young boys turn into men. Some rise, some bury themselves too soon. I've watched families struggle, watched mothers fight to hold it all together, watched fathers disappear, watched too many dreams get lost in these streets. Now, I ain't no preacher. I ain't no politician. I'm just an old man who sat behind that wheel long enough to collect some truth. And the more I watched, the more I knew one day I couldn't keep my mouth shut no more. Because I seen how we shine, but I've also seen how we destroy our shine with our own hands. As we move along, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this community. Let's heal and build together. That's why I'm here. Not to entertain you, but to prepare you. Not to make you feel good, but to make you think different. So today, let's talk about something we don't like to say out loud. How we're destroying black excellence with our own hands. Let me run you some numbers. According to Nielsen data, black buying power in the United States hit over $1.6 trillion in 2023. That's trillion with a T. If black America was its own country, we'd have one of the top 20 economies in the world right now. That's how much money we circulate. We've produced a black president, Supreme Court justices, billionaires, scientists, doctors, lawyers, tech founders, athletes, artists, and entrepreneurs. You walk into any field today, sports, business, politics, medicine, you gon' find black excellence standing tall. Let's talk education. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, between 1999 and 2019, the number of black students earning bachelor's degrees increased by 75%. We're getting degrees. We're opening businesses. In fact, black women are currently the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the entire United States. That's right. Our sisters out here building empires. Now that's black excellence. But cue the record scratch. Because while we're out here flexing, while we're out here doing some amazing things, some of us are also out here quietly, slowly, destroying that same excellence. And that's where we're about to go. Here's where the conversation gets uncomfortable. But you know me, I don't do comfort, I do truth. While we've been achieving, we've also been sabotaging. And I ain't talking about what they doing to us, I'm talking about what we doing to us. Let's start with debt. Remember that $1.6 trillion in black spending power I told you about? Well, guess what? According to Federal Reserve data, black households hold higher levels of consumer debt relative to their income than any other group. We buying cars we can't afford, clothes we don't need, designer everything. Meanwhile, our savings accounts look like ghost towns. We are the most targeted for predatory lending, payday loans, and high-interest credit cards. And sometimes, we line up for it like it's a clearance sale. Now let's talk about relationships and family breakdowns. The U.S. Census Bureau reports that roughly 64% of black children are raised in single-parent households. Now listen, single moms are heroes. They're holding it down. But we can't pretend that fatherlessness hasn't created massive emotional and economic damage across generations. 2 incomes raise wealth faster than 1. 2 parents raise stability stronger than 1. And Lord help us, let's address the clout culture. The flexing, the faking, the look at me syndrome. Social media got folks spending rent money on Gucci belts for Instagram likes. We're too busy trying to look rich to actually get rich. Instead of passing down businesses, we pass down bills. Instead of teaching financial literacy, we teaching how to go viral. And don't even get me started on the violence. According to FBI crime stats, roughly 90% of black homicide victims are killed by other black people. Now, before anybody gets defensive, yes, proximity crimes happen in every race. White folks kill white folks too. But our communities suffer more because the systemic poverty that was built around us feeds that violence like fuel to a fire. We ain't just losing folks to outsiders, we losing folks to our own blocks. And finally, we've got a mindset problem. Too many of us still carry that crabs in a barrel mentality. Instead of pulling each other up, we pulling each other down, hating on folks who trying to build, mocking folks who speak differently, dress differently, think differently. We say we want to rise, but some of us afraid to see anybody rise too far ahead of us. Now that's how black excellence starts dying, for the inside. Now, before you get discouraged, I'm not here to bury us, I'm here to wake us up. Because like I said, black people, we bad. We built kingdoms out of ashes before. We can do it again. First thing, accountability. We gotta stop blaming everybody for everything. Yes, the system was built against us. That's fact. But sitting in victim mode ain't building wealth. It's just building excuses. The only people who can fix what we're doing to ourselves is us. Second, financial literacy. We need to stop being consumers and start being owners. Invest. Build businesses. Buy life insurance. Start trust funds. Pass down assets, not just Jordans and funeral bills. Teach our kids early how money works, so they don't spend 40 years trying to unlearn bad habits. Third, family restoration. We need black fathers in the home, period. We need healthy marriages. We need mentorship for our young brothers who didn't have fathers. Family is the first business you build. If your house ain't stable, your future won't be either. Fourth, education beyond the classroom. Degrees are good, but we also need trades. We need tech skills. We need kids learning how to code, build, fix, design. Real power comes when your skills can't be outsourced. Fifth, healing our minds. Therapy ain't weakness, it's survival. Trauma don't disappear because you don't talk about it. It grows in silence. A healed mind raises healed children. A healed community builds strong generations. And finally, unity. We gotta stop seeing each other as competition and start seeing each other as collaborators. Your brother's win don't threaten your future. It opens doors for yours. Because real black excellence ain't just about shiny success stories on TV. Real black excellence is when we build wealth, raise strong families, heal our trauma, and create a legacy that outlives us. We been excellent, but we ain't finished. Now if you feel me, if you tired of watching us destroy what we worked so hard to build, I want you to drop it in the comments right now. We are rebuilding black excellence. And if you're ready to build for real, hit that subscribe button. This ain't just talk, this is work. Work we're doing together. One truth at a time. I'm Graffiti Joe, old man, bus driver, truth teller. And I'm here because I refuse to watch another generation fall asleep at the wheel. Let's build.